Welcome back to Riley Everyday as we continue our countdown through the top 5 storylines in the ACC for this upcoming season. And today, checking in at number 3. How high is Louisville's ceiling? Now, year 1 under Pat Kelsey was a resounding success. The Cards went 18-2 in ACC play, and Kelsey quickly erased the trauma caused by Kenny Payne. Overall, they played a fun brand of hoops characterized by getting up and down, pushing tempo, taking a bunch of threes, and almost all of these mid-major up transfers they had translated. Now, I will say that when you observe certain losses like the 2 against Duke and against Creighton in the first round of the NCAA tournament, you could see they still lack some of that top-end talent. But that shouldn't be an issue this upcoming year. They upped the money and upped the talent level. Now, Kelsey has a few pros that he is playing with. And when you factor in the high school class, in addition to what he did in the portal, I think the Cards should be the favorite in the ACC, and I'll tell you why in this video. So first, let's talk about that loaded backcourt, which might not just be the best in the conference, it very well could be the tops in the country. It'll be led by Mikel Brown Jr., who's a freshman that I am extremely high on. He is unbelievably explosive, and I think that's been the takeaway at the Team U19 practices for the upcoming FIBA World Cup. Those games start this upcoming weekend, but he is impressed throughout the preliminary period. And in addition to that, he has great floor vision. He's a good shooter and just everything you want in a lead guard. He is the headliner future pro of this group. And he'll have 2 of the best shooters in the country flanking him in Isaac McNeely and Ryan Conwell. McNeely I expect to function like a more versatile version of Rain Smith. He's just a better overall player and could see him crossing that century mark in made threes. Conwell, on the other hand, he's a lefty who's a great secondary playmaker, can do a little bit off the bounce, but he's equally as deadly as a movement shooter as McNeely is. Just an incredible 1-2 punch between those two. And that's before you even get to Adrian Woolley, who was the Conference USA Rookie of the Year last season. He's a 6'5" ball handler, plays with exceptional pace and just toys with his defenders. Good handle, good shooter, can post up smaller guards. And at this point, he's almost an afterthought because this backcourt is that loaded. Now, turning to the front court, this is where there are some question marks. The Cards bring back Kason Pryor, whose season was ended last year with an ACL injury, and he was someone I initially was very high on when he came over from South Florida. He fit the bill of this playmaking 4 with good athleticism and good defense. However, even before the injury, he really struggled. Felt like too often he settled for jumpers, and he missed a bunch of them. He shot just 5 for 33 from beyond the arc and was sub 38% from the field overall. Nevertheless, he will be back and will be pushed by guys like Javon Hadley, who was a steadying presence last year, averaged 13 and 7, shot 38% from the field. Just a solid player to have in your front court and can play on the wing as well. And then Kenai Roots, a former top 60 recruit who's entering his sophomore season. He didn't exactly light it up last year, but he has some pedigree. He played at IMG, and the sell on him is his mobility, his proficiency at attacking the basket and handling a little bit at the 4 position. Moving on to the 5, this is really the swing position in my opinion. Sananda Fru comes over from Germany after having a breakout year in the top league in his country. Now, he's an otherworldly athlete, he plays above the rim, he's super mobile and can guard down a couple positions. Like, this dude should set the tone defensively right away and make a huge impact on that end. On the offensive end, I think he could be as impactful of a lob threat as James Scott, and he also has some untapped upside there just based on his playmaking ability. He can play out of dribble handoffs. He can make reads at the top of the key. A lot of things that you weren't really going to see Scott do. So even if he's a little less safe, so to speak, as someone like Scott who knew Kelsey's system, who you knew you were going to get 80 plus dunks from, was going to be a great shot blocker, Fru's upside really pushes this team over the edge. So even if they don't hit their absolute ceiling, I think they still have a great shot to win this league. But I'm buying into the Cards as a top 5 team in the country this season.